Autobot Brothers, Sideswipe and Sunstreaker. Sunstreaker is the complete egotist. Thinking he is the most beautiful thing on Earth, Sunstreaker loves his sleek styling, and is contemptuous of other Autobot race cars, particularly his own twin, Sideswipe. He fires laser-guided ground-to-air rockets and high-energy electron pulses at 300 bursts per second. He also possesses a tough polymer steel skin that is resistant to artillery. He is a very calm, competent, and ruthless war machine. However, not a team player. Sunstreaker can be baited into dangerous situations. Sideswipe is nearly the equal to his twin brother Sunstreaker in the combat arts, but less cold-blooded. Sideswipe relishes a fight to the finish with an opponent, and uses underhanded tactics when absolutely necessary. His arms act as powerful pile drivers. He can also fly for up to 2 miles with the use of his rocket backpack, and fires flares visible for 18 miles. His rash actions often lead to Sideswipe injuring himself. To his credit, he takes all of these injuries in stride. Before joining the first wave of Autobots in 1984, the sibling pairing of Lamborghini sports cars began life in 1983's Diaclone line in Japan. One of them turning into the 1982 Lamborghini Super Tuning Countach, as well as 1983's new Countach, lacking the rare mounted super air intakes. It is important to note that these original molds were sold in opposite color schemes. In addition to changing their colors, the original bios that were created for these characters were swapped at the last minute in production. Sideswipe is now the one known for his pile drivers, flares, and jetpack, even though these abilities are clearly referenced to Sunstreaker's mold and accessories. Adding insult to injury, these cult favorite characters barely even show up in this episode. I'm just trying to get through the entire list. Same way I'm just trying to get through this very, very silly episode. Here we go.
You're back. Great. We're a little overdue for another episode. This one is kind of a weird one for me, and we'll talk about it as we go. But in the meantime, please like, share, and subscribe. And I say, why not just get on with it? This is Season 2, Episode 24, Atlantis Arise.
In their relentless pursuit of more energy, the Decepticons make an ominous discovery.
How dare you disturb me to watch a travelogue, Soundwave?
Having annoyed Megatron by changing the channel from General Hospital, Soundwave clues him in to an unexpected discovery deep on Earth's unexplored Atlantic Ocean floor. After a brief rare appearance from Buzzsaw, the Decepticons travel below the depths to find the mysterious civilization. Rushing into things, Starscream draws the ire of Nergil, king of Sub-Atlantica.
For dogs!
You speak wisely, land stranger. I am Nergil, king of Sub-Atlantica. Welcome to my domain.
Not a new alien race, just subterrestrials from Earth that were only discovered by Transformers. Yeah, we're doing this now. Don't worry, this is their only episode. After a brief show of force, Megatron establishes the might of his big robo-dick energy, then immediately negates it by making a foolishly unstable alliance.
Like spirit, I believe we have much to offer one another. You scrambled the message, Starscream.
Then unscramble it. I don't trust that humanoid anchovy.
What can possibly go wrong? Learning of Sub-Atlantica's vast resources, Megatron says the quiet part out loud.
Then we will remain here too, long enough to take it from you.
Hut 1, Hut 2, hike!
Meanwhile, on a much lighter note, Spike engages in a potentially deadly game of tackle football with Transformers. Grimlock, kill him! Wheeljack ends the game so everyone can listen to Optimus Prime give vital exposition.
We're getting a mysterious energy flare from the deepest part of the Atlantic. I need volunteers to check it out.
It's gotta be safer than playing football with Dinobots.
And with that, our team of Autobot volunteers hit the ocean. From the west coast. Or did they drive cross-country first? Either way, I give up. Engaging in underwater combat, the Autobots are overwhelmed by Decepticon jets that fly underwater. Did they modify themselves? I'm not sure that I care. All escape save for Wheeljack, who is taken prisoner.
With your permission, Megatron, I want him as my prisoner.
Agreed. What was that communique?
Oh, a warning to my guards to watch the prisoner, nothing more.
This is a relationship built on trust.
Whoop, Soundwave.
Take the Autobot to my laboratory. We'll use him to develop weapons against his comrades and against our Decepticon allies.
And they didn't immediately destroy them all. Or at least inform Megatron. What a strange choice. Advertising a playset that nobody asked for, and would never get made, thank God, the city of Sub-Atlantica rises to take the surface world. I guess.
You know, this episode, it's got nice animation. It's not good, but it's not bad. It's just weird. And I think South Park probably did it better.
Come on. I've been so lonely, girl. I've been so sad and down. Couldn't understand why haters joked around. I wanted to be free with other creatures like me, and now I got my wish. Cause I know that I'm a gay fish, yo.
And now that I've got that segue out of the way, let's talk a little bit more about Sideswipe and Sunstreaker.
Neither Sideswipe or Sunstreaker ever really got their own featured episode, although Sunstreaker did get a considerable amount of screen time late in Season 2's Trans-European Express. Both Sunstreaker and Sideswipe were discontinued in 1986. Sunstreaker appears briefly in 1986's Transformers the Movie, arriving on Earth aboard Optimus Prime's shuttle. His death is never seen or confirmed, but he is never seen again after that. A deleted storyboard shows Sideswipe alongside a group of fellow Autobots being chased and gunned down by the Constructicons. However, the storyboard only depicts Red Alert being taken out. And yes, for those of you that don't know, Red Alert is also an Autobot who uses the exact same mold as Sideswipe. Neither Autobot brother returned for the remainder of the American series, but both appeared in the Japanese sequel series, The Headmasters. Sideswipe was taken out early in Marvel Comics by an evil duplicate of Optimus Prime. However, due to severe injuries, Sunstreaker was out of action for a long time in the comic, but was revived in time for major events like the Autobot-Decepticon alliance against Unicron. Soon after, Sunstreaker was killed by forces led by Decepticon Bludgeon, only to be once again revived by Optimus Prime and the last Autobot. At the end of the original line of toys, Sideswipe received a non-transforming Action Master figure, and his original toy was sold in the Transformers Classics line in Europe. Sideswipe was reissued and recolored for Generation 2. He sported the same inverted color scheme in Generation 2 comic books. Sideswipe's name was used many times over the years in order to hold the trademark on the character in various other versions of Transformers. Sideswipe, however, does appear in 2008's Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, but in name only, as this silver Corvette design has nothing to do with the original character. Despite not making it into the final film, a recent Sunstreaker figure was released based on concept art for his planned but never realized appearance in the live-action Bumblebee movie. Old-school fans like myself just absolutely love these characters. As the Lamborghini Countaches remain quintessential badass cars of the 1980s, the popularity of these original designs lives on in video games, comics, and even modern figures.
Like they say, surf's up!
Autobot heroes make it to shore and are strangely out of non-existent breath for some reason. As they assess the situation,
we gotta contact Prime right away, cause it looks like Megatron and a whole undersea city are heading for Washington, D.C.
Onward to Washington, D.C., the first step in our conquest of the world!
In an act of true evil, alien robots and sub-Atlantican fishmen move out to conquer Washington, D.C. Only in science fiction, am I right? Moving on. As Optimus Prime and the rest of the Autobots drive on to the capital, Spike and Bumblebee take a slight detour to pick up some local saltwater taffy. Proving to be true enemies of democracy, the combined evil forces take the nation's capital. After a brief power struggle with those loyal to Nergil, Megatron's plan takes full effect.
As you command.
And so, the Dome of Invincibility is cast over the city. Conveniently, the Autobots arrive in time to make it inside, inspiring the plot for the Simpsons movie, as well as that Stephen King novel that was released at the same time, with a very similar premise. Anyway, robots go bang now, as they act out their favorite scene from Forrest Gump.
We don't want to throw away any history!
Having waited 30 minutes after enjoying their saltwater taffy, Spike and Bumblebee infiltrate the city of Sub-Atlantica. Belatedly calling out Nergil for his treachery, Starscream falls victim to the same technology that holds Wheeljack captive. Spike and Bumblebee arrive in time to stop Starscream from harvesting energy from their friend in order to escape. Turning the tide, they free Wheeljack instead.
Hurry! Must stop Nergil before it's too late!
Back on land, Spike and several others sneak past the worst guard in the history of guarding things. Seriously, fire this guy. Elsewhere, Optimus and the others are incapacitated by Nergil. Wheeljack races to inform Prime of the one thing he doesn't need to be informed of at that moment.
Beware, Optimus! There is great danger! Nergil must be stopped, or he will destroy us all!
Yeah, no shit, dude.
Back when I did my episode for the Ultimate Doom, I did a list of all of the human villains. Now, I want to talk about all the villains that I could think of that are in Transformers that are neither Decepticons or humans. So, this is a weird list. Here we go. Nightbird, King Nergil, obviously. The corrupt religious elders of the planet Titan in one of my favorite episodes, The God Gambit. There's Torque 3, coming up in our next episode. And there's Deceptitran, there's Kremzeek, he has a bit of a cult following, that one. The Quintessons, which we'll be talking about a lot in the 3rd season. Chaos, Lord Gaikini, Slizardo, the Skuxoid Mercenary, try saying that 5 times fast. The Red Wizard, a truly terrible episode. The Transorganics, and of course, Tornadron. Yes, that's right, a giant space spider. And now, let's get back to something else that also sucks.
Come in, Dinobots! Come in, Dinobots! We need your help! Megatron and his allies have taken over Washington, D.C. This is an SOS!
Predating Transformers Dark of the Moon by 26 years, Megatron takes a new throne at the Lincoln Memorial.
Yeah, this throne was made for me!
Dumb title, by the way.
We are here. Dinobots, transform and destroy!
In order to move the plot forward, it turns out the Dome of Invulnerability is not invulnerable to Dinobots. Proving why their toys were such top sellers, the Dinobots once again save the day when the Autobots are in over their heads.
Me, Grimlock, here again, Optimus Prime, to pull your diodes out of laser fire. Goodbye, good riddance!
Equally physically matched, Grimlock and Megatron brawl as Starscream makes a late entrance through a major plot hole.
You treacherous Hydro Weasel! Megatron! Nergil is now our enemy!
Okay, Bumblebee. Now!
Not bad for Autobots. Now watch Grimlock!
Somehow, this works. The Autobots are free, and the villains escape.
But
But before we go, I'll leave a souvenir!
Out of insecure dick envy, Megatron makes a phallic swipe at the Washington Monument. As the Autobots race to keep it erect, the jokes write themselves. Before moving out for their final strike on Sub-Atlantica, our heroes temporarily restore freedom to the land, until Serpentor and the forces of Cobra trash the place again the following year. Only in science fiction, am I right?
Now that we're safely out to sea, Nergil, I demand you answer Starscream's charge of treachery. My response must wait, Megatron. We have more pressing matters before us. Battle stations, take your weapons!
With the glorious backdrop of the ocean at sunset, our heroes execute a dramatic final assault, complete with fierce Dinobot action.
You're not fighting me, you mechanical screwbags!
Good, Megatron! We love stupid enemies!
Before I let those monsters destroy my city, I'll use the energy stockpiles and blow Sub-Atlantica and everyone on it to nothingness!
So, in order to save his city and his people, he's gonna kill his people and destroy his city. Yeah, that makes sense. Spike, Bumblebee, and Wheeljack go after him.
Where's King Nergil?
Here, land creatures, and look well, because once I throw this switch, there will be nothing more to see!
Starscream's right! Nergil is crazy!
Ironically, Rumble rages over Nergil's betrayal. To no avail, the ticking clock is set in motion all the same, and the city must be evacuated.
Optimus! Nergil's detonated his energy stockpiles! They're gonna blow any astrosecond!
Evacuate at once! Sub-Atlantica is going to explode. Spike, Bumblebee, Wheeljack, where are you?
We're here!
Grimlock, I never thought I'd see you here.
You joke. Who always saves Autobot hide?
Then let's finish the job and roll out!
Follow me.
Our heroes escape.
Sub-Atlantica now joins Atlantis in the mist of legend.
Hey! Nergil's gone!
They must have gone through a plot hole. Thankfully, they're never heard from again.
We'll be hearing from him for a long time.
I only wish we could say the same thing about the Decepticons.
And with that, we all say shut up, Spike.
And that, my friends, was the Transformers in James Cameron's director's cut of The Abyss. Now, did I see things that bothered me? Yeah, and I want to fucking complain about them too.
It's one thing to see giant humanoid robots swimming underwater and not sinking from their own weight. It's another to see jets that have not been modified swim underwater like they're submarines. Somehow, this boulder does not kill Nergil. Megatron could easily kill all of them and take the city and its resources for himself. Why does he treat them better than he does the human race? Spike has a football jersey which has his name, not his last name, but his first name printed on it. Did he have that made for himself? Did somebody give it to him as a gift? What is he, like 6 years old? Spike throws a human-sized football that's in proportion with his body, but later, when it's deflated, it's in proportion with Hound's giant robot hands. Again, did they drive to the Pacific Ocean, which is closer to their base, and then hydrofoil all the way down around North and South America to come all the way back up the East Coast? Or did they drive cross-country and then enter the Atlantic Ocean? And how many situations like this could have been prevented if they didn't have to cut jet fire from all of their Season 2 scripts? This sudden change in pressure would crush Spike instantly.
There are legends of a sunken city called Atlantis.
Spike's line is pointless, as the next line explains he is wrong.
I never believed them until now.
Welcome to Sub-Atlantica, land slug!
Energy weapons and fiery explosions underwater. I'll leave it at that. Despite the attractive animation, my inner child wants to change the channel. So, does the inside of Bumblebee depressurize so that Spike can change back into his clothes? And if when he opens the door the entire car fills with ocean water, how do his clothes stay dry until now? If only the American government had access to a daring, highly trained special mission force that could come into Washington, D.C. and run these assholes out of town. At first, this guy disobeys Megatron, saying that he only takes orders from King Nergal, yet what Megatron wants is the same thing that King Nergal wants, so what gives? The Autobots run straight at camera, but based on the perspective of their bodies, they should all be moving to the right side of the screen.
Not quite as effective against Decepticons as Autobots, but it will do.
This technology has less of an effect on Decepticons than it does on Autobots, because the plot needs it to. Bumblebee makes physical contact with Starscream with this energy pulsating through his entire body. How does it not affect Bumblebee as well?
Did I do that? You sure did! And it was fantastic!
Shut up, Spike. Brawn pulls this stunt, risking Thundercracker crashing into and destroying the Washington Monument, potentially causing the wreckage to crash down on him and his friends. Not to mention the damage this tether would cause either way. If it was that easy, why didn't Nergal just show up and shoot them all to begin with? How did Starscream escape and arrive here? Why does the breaking of this gun change the effect it has had on its targets? Optimus Prime runs to save the Washington Monument, as Optimus Prime stands by and watches Optimus Prime. Considering the damage that's been done, these repairs are absolutely preposterous. After an entire episode of getting it right, all of a sudden Slag's head is the wrong color.
Nergal's detonated his energy stockpiles! They're gonna blow any astro-second!
Why does this sound familiar? Oh, that's right.
Bumblebee, activate the explosives! Hurry! It's gonna blow!
Well, I do hope they'll do better next time. And speaking of next time, I'm hoping that you'll come back and join me for our next episode, The Day of the Machines. Until then, please like, share, and subscribe. And I do want to mention, in my research for this episode, I happened to dig up a storyboard for a sequence that I really liked. So, I put a little something together, and I hope you enjoy. See you next time. Thank you for watching.
Why must we share our power with those obnoxious sub-Atlanticans, Megatron? Patience, Thundercracker. You will soon put them in their proper place. The bottom of the sea.
We are here. Dinobots, transform and destroy!
All right.
Here again, Optimus Prime, to pull your diodes out of laser fire.
I concentrate on saving yourself, Grimlock. Goodbye, Dino Goon.
Goodbye, good riddance.
My lord, fire! I don't have a clear shot. I'd better zap them both.
You treacherous Hydro Weasel! Megatron! Nergal is now our enemy!
Okay, Bumblebee. Now!
Not bad for Autobots. Now watch Grimlock.